Friends, if you have not heard this news, please let me be the first to break it to you. Our nation's top leaders, including Pete Hegseth, Kristi Noem, Michael Waltz, who is the National Security Advisor, Stephen Miller, the Vice President, all the big names in war creation, are using a signal chat to plan their wars, their attacks. That's not a joke. And you know how we know this now? Because some doofus accidentally added the journalist from The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, to their signal thread. I'm not even kidding. In this chat, they discussed attacking the Houthis, who were blocking the waterways, and shipments and things couldn't get through without, the risk of being attacked. If you have access to this Atlantic article, please read it. If not, I will show you screenshots so you can pause to read it because it is paywalled. In this thread, all of the big names are discussing when they're going to do it, how they're going to do it. The VP chimes in, I don't know if this is such a good idea, guys. The American public doesn't really understand what's going on. They think we're stupid. They think you're stupid. They think you have no idea who or what a Houthi is or why we would even be concerned with them. They continue in their chat to blame Biden, of all people, for their problems. And then, without inviting European countries to the party, they essentially say, we're going to do all this, and then we're going to demand that European countries pay us back or do us a solid in some way, but demand it. And like I said, they're not telling European nations what they're about to do, but somehow they're going to demand that these European nations pay them back for creating safer waterways. I digress. Let me show you some of the screenshots. This is the very beginning of the thread. You can pause to read it. Here is another screenshot of the actual signal chat. This was after they had dropped, those things on Houthis, or well, Yemen, really. You'll see here, though, on this one where J.D. Vance says, if you think we should do it, let's do it. I just hate bailing Europe out again. Let's make sure our messaging is tight here, and if there are things we can do up front to minimize risk to Saudi oil facilities, we should do it, because we got rich people who need to remain rich. Let's not protect innocent civilians or lives. Let's protect the oil. I mean, this is a bombshell, friends. This is an absolute bombshell and should be treated as such. I'm going to give you screenshots all the way to the end of the article so you guys can read it, because I think that this should not be paywalled. This should be read by everybody. There were a lot of pages, so I just did a screen recording scrolling through. You can pause as needed to read it, blow it up so you can see it, whatever you got to do. But for real, this should not be paywalled. So here you go. I'm not sure if this thing is going to pick up my voice, but let's chit chat through this, shall we? Because there's no way you're going to read it that fast. Now, what you're seeing here taking place is exactly what we said would happen. We knew that this administration was coming into this with people in the orbit that didn't know what they were doing, who had never done this sort of thing before. Now, using a signal chat might be something you do at state level. If you're, running for office at state level, that might be something you do. But when you are holding the nation's secrets, when you're about to unalive people and, a flurry of carpet bombs, the last thing you want to be doing is using a signal chat. They have actual sites for this, that you can use. So spread the word, share it far and wide. We are absolutely not in good hands. All this did was make me feel even more unsafe than I already was, because there's a bunch of fucking morons at the helm.